The Panthers fell in that one.
High Point's really going to bring it on in this game. I mean, as you mentioned, those 3 losses this year came against some really good opponents, and that Virginia game is one to highlight. 11-10 they lost, but High Point just got off a big win against Bellarmine, and RMU's looking to extend their win streak to 3 today.
Yeah, the other loss this season for High Point was against Duke. RMU scoops the face-off, picking it up. Bo Columbus for the Colonials. Ball. RMU winners of their last 2. Meanwhile, High Point winners of 3 of their last 4. Their lone loss coming in a home game against the Duke Blue Devils is a face-off won by RMU. Colonials trying to speed up offensively. Here's
and Taggart Clark picks up the loose ground ball and able to scoop it in over Green. And we just mentioned him being one of the leading scorers in the nation, and he takes care of putting the Colonials on the board, cutting it to 2-1.
An infraction against the Panthers on the. Who's going to come out with this face-off? The Colonials will do so, down by 2. 2 straight goals for the Panthers. After the Colonials had cut the Panthers' lead down to 2-1. Who's going to scoop this ground ball as it's pushed forward by RMU, and finally it's scooped up by the Panthers. A defender and then showing some speed, getting some separation, split the other 2 defenders and put that one into the net. The unassisted goal for Starkey. And RMU cuts the deficit down to 4-2. Set to begin the third quarter. RMU trailing High Point 4-2. Adam Gusky, Nathan Brysinger on the call for you here on RMU Athletics YouTube. Still no clear victor. There we go. Finally, the ground ball scooped up on the face-off win for the Panthers, and they'll go quicker
in the second half, and just good ball movement all the way around for High Point, working it from behind the cage to the front, and Nate Randall not ready for that shot. Miami perfectly placed it.
So Maia has scored the last 3 goals for the High Point Panthers as this face-off is won by High Point, and they'll set Maia. And it was 4-1 High Point before RMU cut that lead down to 4-2 on a goal by Ben Starkey. And back-to-back goals again by the Panthers. And they find themselves up 6-2 with 11:04 to play here in the third quarter.
And the Colonials will be down a man right now as Evan Helmich sitting for the
goal in each quarter. RMU down by 5. It's the biggest deficit of the day for the homestanding Colonials, are looking to bring their record even to 3-3. The Colonials instead, Taggart Clark ends up scooping up that loose ball like you say, and leads to an RMU goal, cutting the lead for High Point down to 4. And RMU ends up winning the face-off for a moment at least, and then a big collision knocks the ball out of the stick of Johnny Chasen. And it carries all the way to the side. So the Panthers answer back after RMU had cut into their lead, and a foul against RMU. And no, it will be a foul against the Panthers. And picks up his 3rd assist on the game to go along with a goal today as well. Face-off dug out of there by RMU. Here in the third quarter, RMU down by 5, face-off 1. Columbus feeding it off. Neal, low shot, dribbles through the Claggerty. Found a teammate, and Taddeo pulled the trigger for RMU.
Another face-off win there for the Colonials.
Ball dug out by Columbus. He pushed it forward, but High Point's going to scoop up the ground ball. And at least for the moment, they had won the face-off, but it was taken back. Columbus, like a man possessed, somehow pushes it back. Clark buries it into the net. And it will not be a valid goal for the Colonials. It'll be the Colonials. Second time the Colonials find themselves down by a half a dozen. It was 9-3, now it is 11-5. Just over 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Colonials come out of there with the face-off win.
But it's been countered by High Point's ability to score. Robert Morris really not able to bunch a couple goals together. They had 2 goals back-to-back a few moments ago, but not able to get any three.
Quarter RMU trailing the High Point Panthers 11-6. Adam Gusky, Nathan Brysinger on the call for you. Here on RMU Athletics YouTube, Bo Columbus with the win on the face-off for RMU. RMU wins the face-off. Back it goes, Boudreau with a goal for RMU. Getting the feed from Dan Taddeo, and the Colonials all of a sudden have made this one a game, down by 3 with still 10:28 to play fourth quarter.
Just 10 seconds apart. The Colonials starting to get the energy, starting to get back to life to help. Just 10 seconds apart from those goals.
So back-to-back goals for the Colonials by Keeley and Boudreau. The second one set up by a face-off win by Bo Columbus. Columbus did everything he could to win that one, and ultimately the Colonials come out of there with it. And the Colonial Clark, the assist to Jake Boudreau. And the Colonials, with 8:34 to play in the fourth quarter, have cut this lead all the way down to 2, 11-9. 4 straight goals by the Colonials. So RMU in the midst of a furious comeback, though. The Panthers here in the view. Bo Columbus looks to reclaim some of that momentum that the Colonials had, scoring 4 straight goals, straddling the quarter break. But ultimately the Panthers push it forward, though nobody has scooped up the ball just yet. RMU finally does scoop up that ball, and the shot clock will start. Racing forward for RMU to 10 with 4:16 to go fourth quarter. Big face-off here. Does Columbus come out of there with it, or will it be the Panthers? It's still loose. Finally gathered in by the Colonials. Here comes RMU. It's Taggart Clark. Low shot bouncing through the crease. Keeley over by High Point at midfield. The Colonials got it. It was James Leary feeding it off for Corson Keeley. Keeley buries it into, for all intents and purposes, what would be an empty net, and we've got a 1-goal game, though a big face-off win here for the Panthers, and they set the offense for the first time in a long time. As he was coming from the goal line, found his teammate open in Jackson Lamb, high on that right-hand side, a long pass and a long goal for Jackson Lamb. It came at a pivotal moment for the Panthers. Fight for the face-off. Bo Columbus wins it. Far side.